All right, well, hey everybody, welcome. Glad that you could pop in on this Zoom call. I know that we're looking forward to this thing that we're calling Ready, Set, Quest. And so far, that name is kind of shrouded in mystery. That's sort of what all that anyone really knows about it. And so I kind of want to give you all an idea of what it is first, and then I know that you'll probably have some more questions too. So Ready, Set, Quest is an experience that we are putting together for our whole church family this summer. So it's going to start fairly soon here, actually. It's going to start on July 15th, and it's going to go through August 5th, which it's not going to be a super long camp experience like that. I know that sounds like a long time, but what it's going to be like is we're going to gather on Wednesday nights for some experiences, but we're also going to have some opportunities during the week as well. And so it will kick off on that July 15th, and we will gather up here in the parking lot for that kickoff of our fun-filled experiences. And we will kind of divide everybody into houses, which are kind of like teams. And so you would sign up for Ready, Set, Quest. That first day, we would give you all, we would put you on in a house as part of a team. And then for the rest of the week until that next Wednesday, you'll have all sorts of activities and things that you can do kind of on your own with your own family in your own home, if you will. And then we'll meet back in that next Wednesday. It's $15 for each family. The whole idea, though, is that it is for the whole church family. We're going to have all sorts of fun activities and things on those Wednesday night gatherings, as well as some opportunity to worship in a social distance friendly way. Of course, we recognize that one of the reasons we're putting this new adventure together is because we kind of have a new environment that we're going to adventure in together. And so all of that's going to be sensitive to social distance and safety protocols. And yeah, we're going to really center on those Wednesday nights from 6:45 to 8 p.m. And hopefully everybody will have a great time with their houses and with those kind of a friendly competition element between that too. But I'm sure that there are some other questions too, so I'll kick it off to someone else to start asking some of those.
Yeah, hey everybody. I'd like to start by asking Mark Moss, do you mind letting us know what questions you have about Ready, Set, Quest?
Well, I was just curious if I can only come 2 out of the 4 weeks, like is the price the same? Like what's up with that?
Yeah. Thanks for asking that. The price is the same no matter how much you're able to participate in, because that's going to help us cover the cost of the rewards because you're going to be in different houses, which are teams. Then according to what you are able to do that week, on Wednesdays, we'll have those points together and see, okay, who has the most points? And that house is going to get a prize. So some of that money is going to go toward prizes. We also hope to be able to provide some snacks on those Wednesday nights. And also there might be some needs for some props too. So yes, the price, since it's so low, it's for everyone. And yeah, no matter how much you can participate. Alicia, did you have some questions?
I have a question, but Savannah wanted to ask a question first. Savannah, can you ask your question?
Hi, Savannah. What's your question?
When will we get the challenge details?
Good question, Savannah. Okay, so on July 15th, which is our first Wednesday night together, that will be a time where we're seeing, okay, who is in whose houses, and for this week, this is going to be your challenge. So like the first week, it's going to be a challenge to get to know the people in your house, all in socially distant ways. And you'll do that. You'll have a whole week to do that. And the next Wednesday night, you'll report back what you were able to do. And then you'll get some points, get some prizes, and you'll find out that next Wednesday what the challenge will be for that coming week. So that you only focus on 1 week at a time.
Awesome. Cool. And then I had a question too. Did I hear that the price is 15, like a 1 and a 5?
Yes, 1 5 for a whole family. However, do you have another question?
Yeah. So like, let's say that I have a family that I know of a family that wants to participate, but they aren't able to do the amount. Like, is there a way that I can contribute towards that family? just so that, because we want as many people to participate as possible, right? And we don't want, money to be an issue. So is there a plan for that?
Yes, absolutely. I love your generous heart, and we don't want money to be an obstacle for anyone. So for some people, they're able to contribute more than $15 for their family to experience something fun for the whole month. So on the registration form, when you get it, the first option for the drop down will say $15 registration. But if you click on the drop down, you'll see that there are other options. So if you're able to pay $20 for your family or $50 for your family, that will help offset costs for other families. And they, and if our costs end up being more than what we think they are, then that will also help as well. Thanks, Alicia, for asking that question.
Those are such great questions so far. I know we've got several other people. Let's see. Sabrina, did you have any questions?
Price the same for me as it would be for a family of 5?
Yeah, again, we've got that $15 price, and that's going to cover all of our supplies. And so we really are asking anyone who wants to participate to go ahead and pay that $15. It just helps us be able to make sure that we can cover costs for everything.
So what kind of challenges might there be?
These challenges are going to be really fun. We have had to get super creative because we want to maintain social distance and we want for families to be able to participate together, but still create camaraderie among their house, which we are using to call a team. And so each week you'll have activities. The first weeks are all intended for you to know who are the other families in your house. The second week's activities will all be focused toward a fun scavenger hunt style experience that you can have with the people within your family. And the third week's activities will all be pointed toward pouring out of your own family into our community. So those will be very service pointed activities during that third week.
Okay, so is this designed more for little kids or just kind of everybody, or?
That is a really great question. We really want this to be something for our whole church. We know when you hear Ready, Set, Quest, you might think that's specifically pointed for kids or students, especially because some of the challenges and activities will be similar to what we might do during a vacation Bible school or during our normal camp experience. But this is something, the activities are going to be fun for everyone. I hope and plan to participate in one of the houses and be part of getting points and enjoying that small bit of competition, and then also having the experience of community when I arrive on Wednesday night. And so we really hope that whether you are a family with young kids, whether you're a single adult, whether you're an empty nester, we really think that the activities will be accessible for most anyone in our congregation.
Okay. So with all the activities, how do we plan to stay socially distant when we're together on Wednesdays?
Right. This is such a hard thing about how we are right now. And yet our commitment to you guys is to be responsible with your safety. And so when we are together on Wednesdays, all of those activities will either take place in your car or outside in an open field with enough space for each family unit to be socially distanced from the rest of the family units that are there. So for me personally, I would be participating in a unit, and then 6 feet away would be maybe the Moss family who's also in my household. So we'll still have that spirit of togetherness, but we do have to maintain that social distance. And so we will be creating spaces that are together, but a little bit physically distant.
I just have one more question.
Oh, of course.
So how else could I contribute towards the drive-through experience?
In that role, we also have space for adults who want to participate in creating a fun environment for people to experience as they're driving through. So if you are a person who feels like, I don't know if I want to drive through the experience, I'd rather use my time and talents, we have a place for you. Thank you so much for those questions, Sabrina. That's really helpful for me to continue to think through. Riley, can you make sure that Riley has her questions answered? Oh, a Riley and a Riley. Here we go.
Riley, I heard that student ministries, like they were going to be guides, but what does it mean to be a guide?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Thank you for asking. So we kind of want to make it as similar to like a JC position as possible. And so typically outside of the coronavirus, our student ministry would have students come and act as junior counselors. And this is literally the exact same thing.
Okay, there's also something for drive-through help that Sabrina mentioned earlier. Would we be helping out with that?
Yeah, we would. Every Wednesday is pretty much would be run, and JC's would help with that.
Also, does my family registration count for me, or do I have to register separately?
Your family registration would also count for you.
Awesome. And then I have one last question. Do I get service hours for helping out?
Yes, you do.
Awesome.
Thanks for asking.
Well, I think, Judy, you might be the last one with some questions, so I'd love to hear what your questions are.
Yes, I have several questions. This sounds like an event for young children and teens, so how can people like me and Dan participate?
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, the real question or the real answer, like Betsy said, we want this to be for the whole church family. And so my answer is that you would participate exactly the same way. We would love for you to be a part of a house, one of those teams, right? And to contribute to those activities that we do during the week. And so you would also be going out and doing some service project stuff or doing the activities to get to know your house better. This is designed for the whole church to be able to participate, and also not just to have fun together, but also build these like intergenerational relationships that even things like camp and other things that we do for that might not put us in as good a position as this does.
For my friends who are concerned about the heat and the virus, how can they participate?
Yeah, so during the week, right, those activities are on your own, so you'll be able to manage those as you're comfortable and as you're able to manage your kind of day-to-day life anyway. But when we're all here together on Wednesday nights, just like Betsy was saying, right, we are going to continue to observe both with the virus and the heat, both in mind, right, that social distancing and masks, all those precautions that we've been taking. That's also why we're doing it in the evening, whenever it's hopefully, right, starting to get a little cooler as well. And so, like we said, the safety component is being held to the utmost, and we're also finding those ways to connect even in the midst of that.
And I have one more question. What would it mean for us to be house leaders?
Yeah, so again, similar to the students who would be the guides, it's just you being willing to intentionally invest and create community for your house. So staying in touch with your house, encouraging them, not just on those Wednesday nights that we're all together and can see each other, but throughout the week too, as y'all are all doing challenges kind of within your own family units, staying in touch through phone calls or text or video messages, whatever that is, to continue to have that kind of cohesive team feel. And kind of keep that team spirit alive.
Okay, thank you. It sounds interesting.
Thanks so much for participating in the Zoom call to help answer some questions that I'm sure some other people will have too. And one of them that we didn't talk about is, when do you need to register by? And because we are forming houses, and which are teams, we're going to hope to do it with people who live within the vicinity of each other, that they are somewhat physical neighbors as well, to get to know each other better in that way. So we need everyone to register by July 5th. So July 5th, yes, 5, would be our registration deadline. And we're going to have the registration is available at hocc.org. So look for Ready, Set, Quest and register your family today.
We are so excited. Thank you guys for reminding us what questions people might have. Ready, Set, Quest is going to be so fun. If you ever, as a child, enjoyed VBS or camp or just being up at the church building on a Wednesday night, we really think this will be an activity that you can get excited about. So thank you guys for sharing your questions with us today. We are so grateful and really excited about Ready, Set, Quest.